Just get a little brief
Just get a little Bruce
of
time.
Seth and I.
Yeah.
Just a little teaser.
Yeah.
Enough to keep them interested.
Let's see.
Now look at them. Now back. Look at them.
Tide commercials. Those were a good idea. Like, did you see the Tide commercials?
Which Tide commercial? There's been a few.
From the Super Bowl? Like, I didn't watch the Super Bowl, but I saw the Tide commercials.
Did they do anything with like Tide Pods? Like,
No, it's just like the idea behind it's like everything's a Tide commercial. So like they interrupt a whole bunch of classic commercials or whatever and say, no, this is a Tide commercial. So they have the because everybody's wearing clean clothes or whatever, you know.
Oh. Okay.
And so like they had the Old Spice one. But like they had the Old Spice guy, but then they had the Tide guy. They're funny. You'd have to see
I feel like it's one of those that you just have to watch.
Yeah, you just have to watch it.
No. You gotta stop that. Killing me. Killing me with your yawning, man. Make me tired.
Okay, Marvin is now invited.
Marvin, come and work with us. Oh my goodness.
Do you ever just perpetually postpone like installing stuff on your computer?
No, but I perpetually postpone doing homework quizzes until Saturday. Every week. This week was going to be my week that I didn't. But I didn't.
But now you're still going to do it.
I'm still.
I hate that. It's like a form of torture to me to like feel like, oh, there's these quizzes.
Yeah.
Like I'd rather take whatever scoring and get on it and be done.
Yeah. I just have set up this routine during my week that just doesn't allow me to have time to do them, except for on Saturday. And I just can't get out of the routine. I'm stuck in it.
Okay, so yeah, I did the preparation a few days ago. So this is
You did the preparation before the last time we met?
just after. What did we do again?
So all it was the chi or
the cheese square thing.
And the only difference really is that, first of all, you don't have as many things that you have to input in Excel. And secondly, the requirements are different. All you have to do is the counts have to be higher than 5 for it to pass.
Yeah, I got that wrong.
It's literally like.
And then that's really it. And then the null and alternative is if it's the null is that it is independent, and then the alternative is that they're not independent. So we're just trying to find if they're
Dependent
linked,
or linked.
if
Okay.
they're linked, if one affects the other. We could do that for a project. Does the number of Apple computers in Africa affect the number of
Computers in America. Yes, they are dependent.
They are definitely dependent.
We have 100% confidence that
More Africans buy an apple, less Americans buy apple.
yeah,
That sounds racist.
is it? And okay,
That'd be crazy if it really was, though.
Just build a class and our teacher would tell them
It's true.
we've proved it.
that. Just prove something that's like against the law or something. You just go like,
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
If BYU, the average BYU honor or the average BYU Idaho student has an honor code infraction twice a week. How many of these people still pass the
And we have all the
interview?
names.
"That's
Christopher
the names of
Rollins. Nice
That'd
little
be an
Excel
interesting.
spreadsheet.
That'd be a pretty interesting statistic, though. How many people lie in an honor code interview?
Too bad we don't have any data for that.
Well, we could figure it out, though.
Wow.
We could sit outside of people's apartments and watch when they come in and out, and then like stalk them. And
Wow,
I mean-
that's very in-depth.
yeah, I might not pass like some of those like whatever study
So
requirements.
type it up. We stopped 30 students at random. That would take forever.
Yeah, 12.
It was 12:01. I swear.
And yet he's registering for classes. Just kidding.
And then I literally watched through his window, and he was registering for classes at 12:02.
Believe us, we know. Okay. So calculate chi-square statistic. That's just what the little app does. The degrees of freedom.
Yeah,
Is
literally.
it just the 1 minus, or is it n minus 1 still for the degrees of freedom, or is it different?
It's R minus 1 times C minus 1.
Uh,
But it puts it in the spreadsheet for you.
And they never,
So it's like,
in any of the homeworks and the quizzes, they never tell you that you have to do it without the Excel. So I'm just gonna keep using that always.
We have sufficient evidence that the party affiliation. Okay, let's do this.
yeah, I'm already on.
I don't know where Marvin's out,
Marvin,
but he has been invited.
heck yeah, he has.
I say once we invite him, we just kind of start, and then if he joins in, we just give him stuff so we're not waiting.
Yeah, that's fine.
I completed the innovation.
Heck yeah, I did. Is it short? Is it short?
14 questions.
Well, the other one was 20. That is short. Oh, it's just a reminder. It's reminding me that I should be in this meeting right now. Good. I'm here.
A public opinion poll surveyed a sample or a simple random sample of 1,000 voters. Respondents were classified by gender.
So the null, as we know, is independent, and then the alternative is not independent.
So we're only using 2 genders? Okay.
What about the
I love that it's specified by gender, female or male. There's like 42 options now, I think. Okay, by voting preferences, Republican.
this is
What is the equation for
incorrect,
computing
so-
degrees of freedom? Never mind. Apparently, we do need to know. So what was it? It was row minus 1 times number of columns minus 1. I believe that's true.
Wait, are we?
Well,
What do we say for the hypothesis? Because
Oh, well,
it's
it doesn't matter because the only one that's
Independent.
independent for the null is the bottom one. None of them are independent. It has to be independent for the null.
yeah, that's true.
you got the third one, right?
I got the third one for degrees of freedom. Yeah, minus 1. I just remember them saying minus 1 twice.
See, look, that came up. Second question. What's-
Correct choice for the degrees. All right, let's plug it in, guys.
It's 2.
Yep, thank you.
I think it's 2.
He plugged it in, and that's what it said.
All the expected counts.
Other requirements for, so are they above 5?
Yes.
All the, yes, there are 5. Wait. All the expected counts are greater than 30. Yes, they
Looks
are
like they're all
at
greater
least
than 5.
expected counts. Wait, what? I'm confused. Wouldn't the answer be yes, all the expected counts are greater than
That's
5?
what I think.
But none of them say that. Oh, that's awkward.
There, well, at least means 5 or above, though.
No, that
Well,
one
that
says
says
yes,
5
there are at
total.
least 5 expected counts.
There are at least, yeah.
But not that they're
Not that they're greater than 5.
greater than 5.
Oh, that there's
You
5.
know what I'm saying? So it's confusing.
But is it not 5 or above? Is it not greater than or equal to 5?
Well, it is, but
is, but
the way
this
that
is
it
saying
phrases
like 5
it made it
groups.
sound like the
Like 5
number
individual numbers,
literally has to be greater than 5, not the.
Well, but there's at least 5 expected counts in each cell. So it's saying each number, each count in
Oh,
each cell is
I guess
above
that's
5.
true. That's the
That's
So
only
there's
one.
at
that-
least
really
sense.
weird way to
They
word
did it on
Yeah.
purpose to try to confuse. All right, what do we got for x squared? Let's see.
You mean chi?
No, I mean key. You want
Is
to
it
know why
key?
it's key? Because I watched the videos. That's what he said.
What he said.
And he went like this.
Key. We'll have to add that to the rap.
Just out of nowhere. Key.
I still like G. It's 16.204.
Let me guess.
P value.
You say
.0003. So yeah, it's just 0.
It's yeah, that should be fine. 0.0003. Yeah. Which is the following statement? So we're going off.
So you're just putting 0 for that?
Yeah.
Are we going off of 0.5 for the sigma or whatever?
Sigma.
Yep.
For level of significance.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, so it's low, so we're rejecting the null. So that would mean that we have sufficient evidence that they are not independent.
Yeah.
Because the old,
Gender and voting preference, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
boom goes in there. All right, moving on. It's just literally having us do it all over again. Fine, that's fine.
At least we don't have to download an Excel spreadsheet. We just do it like
Yeah, we do.
Research.
No, you see, this is how we do it, yeah. Like a guy did.
Oh, yeah.
Hi. How are you doing?
Doing good.
Good. Just give me a few minutes. I'll be there now, right now.
No.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm not going to be there this Sunday because we're going away.
Instead of copying and pasting. Right here. Gives us a download.
Yeah.
Frozen.
Okay.
Frozen, but I think it's maybe to post it now.
Do we have everything, son?
Is this the categorical data analysis that, or what is
We can talk. I mean,
Maybe arrange to talk sometime during the week next week.
yeah.
Because we've only got tomorrow and then we're going away.
Where are you going to?
We're going to Tanzania.
It is most definitely.
I think that's how you say it.
Oh, Tanzania.
No, Tanzania.
Oh, Tanzania.
Popeye.
Zanin.
Zani, there we go.
Zanin, yes.
I'm really bad.
Okay.
You know the clip? You know what I called it the first time?
What?
Wait, so how do you split these into different columns if it's like Europe, Australia, and the United States? And it's also at risk.
rows.
Cheers, eh?
And then,
Insert that.
I see.
Here's the key man. Oops, sorry.
That's fine.
Requirements are all expected counts are greater than 5.
Yep.
It's
Okay, cool. True.
Come on.
Degrees of freedom.
What did you say?
Yes, it's true. It meets the requirements.
Are you good to go, Marvin? Now?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so we
Yeah.
we started on the quiz, but
Started
if you want
on
to pull it up.
Yep.
Sorry, what?
7.436.
For x squared.
Yeah. Value is actually 0.490.
Oh, dang. That's the closest it's ever been.
It's like
What question are you on now?
But technically, it's low.
We're on, or we just finished 12 on 13.
Okay.
It's not a very hard quiz.
closest.
No, it's not. Yeah, 12 is 7.436.
Yeah, that's what we got.
Yeah, that's what we got too.
Okay. And then the p-value is 0.449.
Wait, you got 0.449?
No, 0.490.
Oh, never mind. We got it right. Yeah, we got 0.490 as well.
Okay.
The outcome of the study.
Technically, we're still rejecting the null. Even though it's really close to 0.5,
It's 0.05.
It's insufficient. It's insufficient evidence, I think.
Oh, that's right. It's 0.05. So
Number two. Number two.
sufficient evidence to suggest
Yeah.
that that it's not independent, right?
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
So it's number 2.
Yeah.
I have 2 unanswered questions. What?
Let's go back through and double check and see if he has all the same answers.
Oh, the conditions for the chi-square test.
It's true.
I just wanted to find out, there was one where when I did the chi-squared, it was question number 5, I think.
Okay.
How did we get 2? Because my one actually said 4.
I don't know. Do you want to double check? the
Yeah,
answer
number 5, the degrees
for
of freedom.
The first problem with the degrees of freedom.
Because
He said he got 4, and we got 2.
I got 100. It's 2.
How did you get 2?
Yeah.
Actually, it said 4. Eh?
What?
It said 4 for the degrees of freedom there.
I don't know. That's weird because we put 2 and one of our classmates has already submitted it and he got 100%.
So I'm not sure why, because if I look at the statistics is 16.204, which is correct. The p-value is correct, but it says 4 by me, but as you say, 2 is correct. So I'm not sure how I thought it was the square root of 4.
And you're just plugging in the numbers into your Excel document, right?
That's right. Yes, it's the 250, 350, the 200, 150, 50, 450, 450, and 100. And it should come up there with 2, but I'm not sure why it's not coming up with 2. So it's a bit of a issue with that.
Well, I guess the thing that it has to be is it has to be something has to be entered wrong, or either like it's calculating it wrong, because there's that formula that we have.
Yeah, the formula is.
It's taking the number of rows minus 1 times the number of columns minus 1 to figure out what the degrees of freedom are. So if there's an error, it has to be in that equation. I mean, like, there's not another option of what it could be. So it's either like maybe you put in too many rows or too many columns or something.
Well, there's 3 rows and 3 columns. Is that correct?
It's what?
3 rows and 3 columns. Is that what you put?
For number 5, it's 3 across, 2 down.
So he put 3 across and 2 down.
You don't put the totals in. The totals
3
calculate.
across and 2 down.
Oh, that's.
Yeah, so he didn't put the totals in.
The totals are at the very bottom row. They just do it themselves.
Okay. That's probably why.
That would be why.
Yeah, okay. No, I understand. No, that sounds good. Okay, that's fine. Have you submitted?
I haven't yet. What's 11?
Oh, 11
Degrees
was.
of freedom.
What was 11? Oh, you can just ask.
I think 11 is 8.
Yeah.
Is that what you got?
Yes.
Okay. You got 8.
Yes.
Yeah, we got 8 too. And then you get okay. Yeah, we got 100, so you should get 100 as well.
Got 61.
Dang.
So it just says she doesn't like me.
Minus 40% for just because.
Bruce penalty. You remember the good old days when we'd be done at this point? But now we got to do this survey thing.
Where are the good old days?
Maybe that's why all this stuff is easy.
Did you see the score she gave us?
What?
Did you see the score she actually gave us for the quiz? For the
survey.
Yeah.
Designing the study.
The design the study, she gave us 64%.
Yeah, it sounds like she really liked it. Just kidding.
Did she give us all 64%?
Yeah, I think so.
So we have to figure
But I think everybody in the whole class has to resubmit it from what she said. And
I think so. We didn't have enough of everything. Is so. I think is where, for instance, like for instance, if you see where the earned points, if it's less than the possible points, we may have to just beef that up, I would think.
yeah, that's true. That's true. So let's take a look at it.
Like I think this describe in detail how the data will be collected using method. If we can get that to 3, then that's already a plus.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna invite everybody else onto this hangout, so then everyone can hear what's going on. So just from their computers. 1 sec. You guys didn't text this morning. I thought we weren't good.
Well, we've been doing it all semester. I just assumed it's the same.
Sent you a text if you want.
Oh, really?
I also removed Laura from the text.
Sad.
Well, that's nice and all, but I mean,
Oh yeah, you guys don't get text on your computers.
I do, but not on this one.
Oh
I
yeah.
have a Mac, but I don't like to use it because I don't like to cumber it with random crap that I don't.
Like Excel documents. Then how do I send it? Okay.
Email it to me.
Oh yeah, well it should already be.
I guess I could email it to
Yeah, I've got it on
myself.
my phone now.
I guess I didn't send it to Kindle Warrior. That's awesome. Oh, we're gonna have it in a loop.
Oh, that's gonna be weird. Yeah.
Well, as long as somebody turns off the audio. We can-
Wait, are you just doing your phone?
He's looking at himself,
Let's see if that helps. Yeah, it's good.
I'm still downloading mine. We need mine too.
I mean, that's not the worst.
No, it's so annoying.
So, oh, you can't. Okay, now you can hear me.
Whatever.
But yeah, even if you mute yourself, it's
I
just
guess-
like the proximity of devices.
Yeah.
I don't know why it
Just
does
I
that.
guess whatever he says, just
Yeah, we could go sit on a table or something too, where we could all kind of see it. It's just gonna be easier for the conversation if we can all hear.
true.
Okay, 1 second. We're gonna just move where we can all be or be able to hear things.
Problem, no problem.
Continue to drop in song price. I don't know. Are we getting? There was nothing on that sheet that says about actually coming to a deal.
We don't want to leave, Bruce. We want to sit in our comfy chairs.
We could all sit in separate parts of the room and then.
All right.
All right, well, go to the table.
Just like put it on right here, and then
Wait, but
And
then there's no point for me being on the call.
yeah, well, that's why we moved.
How dare
If we
you?
called?
You invite me and then you tell me to go away. Yeah, Bruce. You're so freaking cool.
Kind of. I didn't know that was a problem.
Well, it is, Bruce.
Okay, so now we can kind of all see. So we need to look up that assignment. Is what we need to do.
Use now on your
Heck
video because you're featuring all of us.
Because we're all here now.
Okay, so the assignment.
Oh, I think I'm like the master typer or whatever it was.
Oh yeah, you need to be the master
Whatever it's
typer.
called.
So obviously, I don't think I can do it twice now. Obviously, I'm not good at it. I brought the team down.
I don't think anybody's good at it.
Where did she comment on stuff? Is it just grades or something?
Go to announcements. Well, that's where she told
I have an
everyone
84% in this class. I never get B's. Thank you guys a lot. Just kidding. Thank you, Cruz. Anyway,
You're welcome. I had a freaking 88 before that last exam. So stupid. And then
okay, so this is not where you get it. At least it was only 3 out of 5, though. I mean, that's not the end of the world. Or 2 out of 3. Okay, well, that's not the right way to do it.
what do you look for?
I'm looking for the assignment.
Go to assignments. Those assignments are.
Assignment.
It's gross.
Would love to have that grade in this class right now.
Yeah.
I should have clicked view.
Mine is about 13, and then that's what my
Did you hear about Stacy's mom?
She's got it going on.
Yeah.
Dang. I have heard that. Who's Stacy?
I don't know, but she's not the girl for me. So she didn't put comments on here, right?
No, she.
Where did she?
Yes, she did.
Well, to the whole class, she put on the announcement.
Yeah, she put comments on there as well. Yes. For instance, she says here, the one that we had, the list, she said, describe how, in detail, how the data will be collected using using the method. So this is a little unclear to me. What if computer lab has computers and all are being used as needed? So I think it's a little bit, I'm not sure if I can, because it's cut off a little bit here, I think, for me. Okay, here it is. Okay, she says, describe in detail how the data will be collected using the sampling method. She says, this is a little unclear to me. What if computer lab has 30 computers, 15 Mac and 15 PC, and all are being used? More detail is needed here. Perhaps when you will be collecting data as well of how someone else could do the same thing you are going to do. Will you just be observing or talking to people? What will you do to protect people's privacy and keep their identities anonymous?
Mm-hmm.
Did you see those comments?
Yeah, I can see him now.
Okay. Yes, I think it's under grading.
Know their name.
Well, maybe she just wants us to specify.
Yeah.
To say we won't use any names.
Yeah.
Only social security numbers.
Garage codes. Okay.
Insurance information.
Okay, so let's just.
So I think if you want to work from the top down, then it's probably best. I would think probably just the ones where we scored like nothing. Like it says, like the third one, the fourth one, it says they state the population of interest. You have to indicate the sample, not the population.
Oh
Please
yeah, we haven't yet.
So we need to do that. So that will get 5.5 of a point, half a point there if we do that.
Really?
We don't have anything to do this week.
Well, for this, because it says this next thing, collect is due 20.
Oh,
Okay, well that's.
so this is
Well, I mean, it probably
probably
makes sense though.
it's
I mean, like
probably
it's
the
probably
final
not the,
project, and so it's due at the end of the semester.
it's probably not the first semester they've had everybody bummed.
So practically this week is just rewriting this, I'm assuming.
I
Hopefully.
guess I hope so.
But I don't know why this thing keeps popping up every day. It's super.
It's just a reminder, I guess,
Well, yeah, we have to get it approved by some
by her.
something. I think it's even beyond that.
Oh,
Like some governmental agency. Like I just feel like that's a little like
I don't think
we
so.
can't go to a library and no, like he was saying like
oh
That
no,
was only if we were
No.
doing
that's
people.
what people. No, I had to do this for my senior project. Yeah, so you just go right here.
Well, there's something called the IRS or FRS or something like that. IRS that we need to get permission from or clearance. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just auto register it.
So we're doing research and surveys. Registration.
I don't know, he's looking at some spot that you or we just have to submit like the quiz or stuff too, I guess.
So student project.
Oh,
Title of your project.
So we just have to go fill out that thing.
you're the master typer. So before.
Technically he is for this one.
No.
Yeah,
That was it for the
new
first
week.
week.
It's
Yeah,
a new week.
It's a new turn. I failed. Take the quarterback out. Put a new one in. You know.
So yeah. I
Okay.
think we just
So, but
need to be
we
more
need to
specific.
keep going down this thing. Okay. So, for
I'll
some
do
reason,
this while you do.
we lost 0.1 of a point by not indicating the names of the design the study as well.
Bruce.
Oh, we're supposed to do it on this file as well as the other file that we had to submit.
Really?
Okay, name a main writer for the first week. Okay, so I'm gonna share my screen so you can see what I'm doing.
See that one more time.
That's why we were saying it.
Person.
Okay, so
Bruce.
I'm not the main person ever.
Yep. Do I know?
You're the group leader.
I don't want it. Responsibility in life.
Hey, you have the best grade in class. In the group, not in the class.
I felt flattered there for a moment, but now I feel less flattered.
You should.
Okay, so collect the data and describe the data. Is that
You should.
that's
He spends his time studying extra things.
Just for fun.
Seth Palson. That's where you interject with one of the two options.
Owen.
Okay. And then
Do
Kindle.
that.
Boyer B-O-N-E.
And then I forget how to spell your name,
It's
but
actually Malvern.
Albert.
Malvern. Sorry, Malvern.
No problem.
Oh,
I'm
we're
used I'm used to people spelling my name wrong.
That's what it says on the group. If you look at his name on the group chat, it's Malvern.
okay, so we just earned our 0.1% on that
Heck yeah, we did.
back in the game. State the population of interest. You have indicated the sample, not the population. Please review the e-text for the difference between population and sample. Well,
Wait, so what did we put?
we put the following. We were trying to determine the operating system of a computer. Wait. What's the population? 30 US students and 30 South African students. So that's the sample of the
Yeah,
population.
that's the sample.
But what is the
we need-
population?
Population is all students, right?
All
All
students?
students, yeah. It's all
All
students.
Yeah. because we're taking a sample of college students.
All students
right?
in South Africa and in,
Look at this.
Yeah.
or are we just talking about the two universities?
Have you received approval? This is what that.
Just say
is
yes.
doing.
Just kidding. I don't know.
I'm sorry.
I swear that's what this is.
Maybe it's asking, have you received approval from the teacher first? So once we get approved there, we can say yes to that.
I'll just say yes. And then if they get mad, I'll be like, oh, I
We are in a class.
She wants us to fill this out.
Great. Yeah, so anyway, I think
What's the university called where you're at?
It's the WITS, WITS.
well, our question was, is there a difference between the number of computers in Africa and America, right? As far as
Yeah.
college students. So the population would be college students in Africa and college students in America.
South Africa, yeah.
Exactly. That has to correlate.
But it's not like we can, with a sample of people that use it at BYU Idaho and a sample that use it at Wits College in South Africa, can you really determine with a sample size of 30 with any degree of accuracy?
Realistically, we should probably be sampling 30 different colleges.
I just wonder if we should just narrow our thing from U.S. and South Africa
to
to
those specific
yeah
schools.
to Wits in South Africa.
Okay, change it.
To the U.S.
Yeah, that's probably a better idea. I mean, it's kind of random though too, because we want to know if there's a difference between our school and this other random school. You know, but who cares? We can do a study.
Yeah, I mean it's still kind of interesting, but I mean it's like it's more accurate to what we're actually trying to do. You know.
Yeah, no, you're right. Because you're right. I don't think sampling 30 students in one tiny college in both countries
Is a good indicator.
is going to tell us the entire
Technically, we're over
country.
30, so.
I mean we're over. I mean
Well, that's because our population was off.
how can you be 95% confident that the thing is in between two numbers if you have a sample size of 30? When if you had a sample size of 1,000, it's probably going to be different.
What's this school called?
Wits,
WITS.
WITS.
So we're doing the libraries. On WITS.
What population you study? All the students.
Maybe I would specify that we're not going to be in a computer lab. We will not be in a computer lab.
This is going to be a two sample t-test.
Is that what we said? State the population. Okay, we got another 0.5. Okay, state in words and symbols the null and alternative hypothesis. You need to be more specific. What are you comparing here? Are you comparing means, proportions? Proportions of what? PCs or Macs?
Yeah, we're doing proportions, right?
You could read this in a really interesting way. What are you comparing here? No,
Offensively.
no, but I think it's helpful.
Wait, what the? Literally it says BYU research. Last thing, I cannot conduct research within the library. They had to put that after I type in every. Well,
That's awkward.
Crossroads.
Why can't we conduct research in the lab?
Is this
Well, like, if
technically
you're-
conducting it, or are we just not-
observing.
We're just observing.
Well, that's probably why they're having us fill this out now.
Well, they're probably having it fill out because, like, if you're being intrusive or whatever on people, like, I imagine that's the reason why they do it. But I mean, we can do it. We can do it in the Crossroads just as easily.
We'll
as
just
we
do
can
it in the
here.
crossroads,
Let's
and he'll
just
do it
make
in the cafeteria. Make sure that there's a cafeteria where he's at.
Let's
though.
respect the privacy. Yes, I cannot request. Okay.
Ooh, a message.
Ooh, a piece of cake.
Yeah. So to say yes, because I literally said it's in the library, I'm gonna go change it to the Crossroads for us, and then the.
Does he have a cafeteria? That's what we're wondering.
Yeah, I imagine. Their cafeteria at your university.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Or just there's some BYU Idaho requirement that we can't do this study in the library for for whatever reason, because he's filling out the other form, or like the form for approval for it through BYUI, and it's just
Yeah.
not collecting data in the library.
Yeah, I don't think we have that type of problem here. I think they're stricter in the States, or can one do it? Can one do it in the cafeteria maybe or something like that?
Yeah, well, yeah,
that's what we're gonna do.
That's what we're thinking about doing. But I wonder if it makes any difference though if people are in the library or if they're in the cafeteria. Like, is that
Typically said that we couldn't do the library.
well? No, but I'm just saying, like, if he collects it in the library and we collect it in the cafeteria, is
I
that going
think
to give
it
us
should
different data?
probably be the same.
We might as well just
Place.
Maybe
Same.
that could be our- Just kidding.
Yeah, I think it's more accurate.
Are the
if he's in
variables
the
dependent
Well,
or independent? I think it's probably independent though. It's like, but I mean, but obviously, like you're counting like if we just purely do laptops, then I
wait,
think
are we
it's-
doing independent now instead of a proportion?
No, but I'm just saying like
Just
if you're in the cafeteria,
oh,
does that change the type of computers that you're going to see as opposed to using it? So like just making sure we're comparing apples to apples, but I don't think it's going to change it. It's like as long as we don't count like the desktop computers, because those are like forced, right? Like,
yeah.
we're talking about. Well, maybe we should specify personal computers.
yeah, so it should be. I mean, yeah, laptops.
Did you specify that?
We
So-
can.
I'm pretty sure there are laptops that you can rent from the library too.
But anyways, we're both doing it in the
Personal.
cafeterias, right? We're saying that.
Yeah, we could do that. A long shot.
You don't have an extension?
There's Lucas out to reach.
You want to switch me?
That's what I
Is
want.
it
As
gonna
long as
reach
your
where
cable-
I'm at? Well, you know what we can do.
You know what's lighter than a Surface?
Here, we're gonna
Laptop.
we're just gonna There you go. There you go. And do you want to switch me?
Yeah,
Switch me,
probably.
that's fine.
So we're observing people in the cafeterias and tracking what brand of laptop they are using, right?
Yes.
But we have to be more specific. Are we trying to look for a proportion of Apple products to the rest, or what are we doing?
Oh, I'm just saying this for this. That one would be more specific, but I think the approval's probably
Pretty vague.
yeah.
Cafeteria. Cafeteria.
Cafetaria, I think. AR.
Yeah, it's an E. Cafeteria with an E.
No, I was wrong.
Thank goodness for spell check.
Thank goodness.
Nobody has to learn
I'm
how to spell
terrible at
anymore.
spelling.
Okay.
Here's the thing.
State in words and symbols.
Why do things have to be spelled right?
Just get the message across. This is getting philosophical. Well, you just think about it. Okay,
Consistency.
okay, I will
probably.
make one good point and then we move on. Just kidding.
You can make one good point.
Okay, like texting language. Like if we can communicate the same idea, like how we used to communicate R with ARE, but now we can do it with one letter R.
Yeah.
Isn't that an improvement on language because it makes language more efficient?
I agree.
Anyway,
And if we can explain something in one page compared to an entire novel that makes you sound smart, isn't that an improvement?
theoretically, if you can do it.
I feel like there's plenty of books that are way too wordy and don't need to be. They're just
Okay,
full
so-
of themselves.
So Noel and so what did we put?
How this math class.
That's getting deep. Let me share my screen again.
No, I definitely agree that a point of communication be able to understand. If you could still understand, there's no point in spelling something right.
Spellings have changed over time too. So, okay,
We
so
should
our Nolan
petition that
alternate.
R is no longer spelled A-R-E.
So, I guess we probably just didn't really communicate it really well. Like we put null US equals SA, which obviously the US equals South
She's
Africa.
like,
I'm not taking that.
that could be in South America too.
That's true.
Technically, it equals South
And I
America.
think she wants you to be more specific too. Instead of saying US equals South Africa, she wants us to say the blah, 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 the proportion or whatever we're doing exactly equals. What are we doing? Are we doing proportion of MAC to every other type, or what are we doing?
Just yeah. So it's practically Mac versus everything because everything else.
Let's
uses
just do that. MAC
Windows,
versus everything.
unless we have someone using Linux, but that's really unlikely. So
Well, we just won't count them in the study.
yeah,
Yeah, we'll just do MAC versus everything.
yeah.
So the proportion
I
of
think it's we compare means.
Okay, so our
The proportion of Mac
What-
computers.
what did you say?
to-
I think are we comparing the mean of the mean of the two?
Oh, that's what
You
you-
see, we're comparing means here instead of
Yeah, we are.
proportion.
Yeah, because we get all of those, the data, and then we find the mean. So yeah,
Exactly.
Is it the
So
proportion
so
of-
you specify that. I think if we just specify that we're comparing the means, I think we'll get a half a point.
okay, for what, 6?
7. I think it's 7, isn't it? 3, 4, 5, 6. No, 7, 8. Is it 8?
Is our test then categorical tested to proportions, or is it something different than that?
it's categorical tested to proportions, I believe.
Okay, so then 7, our null hypothesis is what?
Our null is that they're equal, and then our
What are
alternative-
equal?
So it is that the
The
mean, it's the sample proportion, right?
well, no, because we're saying like, what is the proportion of Macs to PCs in the US
Yeah.
and
Okay.
in South
So
Africa?
the
And so the
mean proportion of
is it the mean proportion though, or is it just a proportion? For
yeah,
our
you're
hypothesis?
right. We're
It's
not
just like the
finding-
proportion of
Yeah,
Macs
yeah,
to
you're
PC
right.
in the United States.
We use the mean to find the proportion, but we don't need the mean of the proportion to compare. So anyway, it's the proportion of Macs, Apple computers, of Apple, proportion of personal Apple computers used on,
In the cafeteria of
well, no, because we're trying to find a larger thing. And so we're looking at, if we say that we use 30, we're saying that that's representative of the entire population of the BYU Idaho campus. Does that make sense? Because that's the purpose of the study, is to find this, use a small sample and say that it's representative of a larger population. Yeah, so anyway, the proportion of personal Mac computers to any other type of personal computer on the BYU Idaho campus is equal to the same in that width. That's what, and then it's just really long, but that's what it is. We're just gonna make sure we're really specific because that's why she docked us
what
before.
if? So we're just comparing Apple here to Apple there.
The proportion.
So-
Apples to apples.
So practically like anything else is just
Yeah,
nothing,
it's
I
just-
guess.
Yeah, it's like Apple and other.
Apple. Okay, that would be a lot easier because then-
Yeah, that's what we're comparing Apple to any other.
So we
Yeah.
just pick 30 random students, and then
And then we just take Apple, so we have 5, and then there's 20 other, and then it's 5 out of 20.
yeah, I like.
Well,
that.
actually, it's 5 out of 25.
So we're saying the null hypothesis is that the proportion of Apple laptops used by students at BYU Idaho is the same as the proportion of Apple laptops used at WITS.
Yeah.
By students at WITS.
Yeah, I like that. Make sure you say.
But
that
I would
with
say
South Africa.
personal laptops. Because we might as well say that. Because
In Africa. Okay, but how would we state this in symbols?
So I think in symbols, I would think it is that is it probably 80 colon what is that, mean 1 equal to mean 2?
Isn't it just?
Well, we're
H?
not doing means.
It's just H.
You're not
Is
doing means, is it? Okay.
that what you're talking about?
We're doing proportions.
Oh, HO.
Equals HA,
Yeah.
and then for the alternative, it's just HO does not equal
Does not
the
with the
dash through it.
yeah.
Yes.
If I could actually get that.
Well,
Just
Wait,
Google
but
search
this is
it.
the null hypothesis, isn't? Isn't HO the null hypothesis?
Yeah,
and
HO's the
HA?
null.
yeah.
So
No.
HA is the alternative.
So that can't be the null hypothesis. That the our null hypothesis is that the null hypothesis is equal to the alternative hypothesis. Like that's
No, what are you
self-referential.
talking
That is,
about?
well, he's saying HO equals HA. That can't be our null hypothesis
that's
because it's
not right.
referencing the null
So,
hypothesis.
Yeah, I think it's just HO,
HO.
and it's a new one equal to new two.
But we're not doing mu's.
We're not doing okay.
So what is the symbol for proportion then?
I'm gonna let
Oh,
you
P, obviously, or P or
Yeah,
P hat.
P.
It's one of those.
No, it's P because P is for the population proportion and P hat is for the sample size.
So P equals P1 equals P2.
Yeah,
That's correct. Yeah, that's your null hypothesis.
P1 does not equal P2.
Yeah, and then so HA.
HA is alternative hypothesis, which is interesting that they do HA instead of AH.
They get the symbols.
He said he Googled it and then copied and pasted it.
Okay. Advanced symbol. Here we go. Oh, equation. Now we're talking.
Yeah, they're in there too. I think the not equal is. I saw it yesterday. I used it. Oh, it was right there, very left, one of like down one row,
It's nice how they make this so easy.
third row from the bottom, all the way on the left. Isn't that it?
That's a plus sign. And a,
Looks like an equal sign with the dash through it. I can't really see it. Oh no, that's really small. It's on there somewhere because I just used it.
why do they do this? This is why I don't like Microsoft. There it is. Equals. See, wouldn't you think though? Wouldn't you think you'd have the equals and then the not equals? Maybe we do the equation thing. Type in the equation here. Oh, okay.
They are. I know the equation. I think it's exclamation point then the equal sign, and then it'll probably just make it. Try
In the
it.
equation.
Yeah. Like where it said type any equation. Oh yeah.
Oh, there's the not equal sign.
When our teacher asked, just say we spent 15 minutes trying to find the not equal sign.
So it would be HA.
What?
HA equals P.
Well, I
Oh
wouldn't
wow,
say,
there's all these Greek letters in here.
I wouldn't say HA equals. I would say HA dot dot. Yeah. Like what is that? Semicolon? Colon? And then because I think it'd be confusing if it says HA equals.
P equals.
Yeah.
It's colon, yeah.
Okay, P1.
One equals P2.
Mm-hmm.
Let's put a little script in here, shall we?
Yep.
Like.
Oh yeah. So our test is all registered and everything. So I think we're just
Good to
good to
go.
go.
Wait, subscript? Do they have a subscript?
What's going on?
Superscript? I'm just trying to make it look nice.
Oh,
Like to look official, but I'm not going to worry about it.
You can just copy and paste it from one of the chapters, like from one of the books. That's what I always do. Copy and paste it like out of there, use the same format.
Yeah, this thing takes a lot of patience. It's like really tiny. Well, it's probably just.
That's scientific language for you.
Yeah. Okay, so HA, P1 does not equal P2. There we go. Life is good. So how do we state that in words? We say that the proportion of Apple laptops does not equal.
Of Apple laptops in South Africa.
It will be interesting. I don't know.
yeah. So proportion of Apple.
Do you think
laptops.
anybody's asked that question before? is the proportion of Apple laptops and WITs and
I
BYU.
don't think so.
It's about, like, this is a new question
This is
for the
first
world.
time, yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna blow the world wide open.
Your YouTube page will really blow up
I
after
know,
this.
seriously.
Yeah, well,
People
The
want to know
question
this.
you've always wanted to know the answer to.
1 million follow.
I know. That's how I got famous. Was
Dang it, maybe I should have put myself as the leader of the group
Seriously?
instead of Bruce.
Dang it.
You're gonna want. They're
I'm
gonna
gonna
call.
go change that so I
I'm
can
They're gonna call it the
rethinking my
Bruce
life,
Doctrine
too.
or whatever. Okay, describe in detail how the data will be collected using the sample method. This is a little unclear to me. What if the computer lab has 30 computers, 15 Mac and 15 PC, and all are being used? More detail is needed here.
So I think what she's saying is, what are we doing? So for example, we'll say we're not going to be in a computer lab. We're going to be in the cafeteria. And
It's not
instead
a-
of just picking random, we're going to pick 30. And then we're going to take the amount of
Let's-
Apple laptops
That's
and literally compare it to the amount of all laptops combined.
so this is what we said. We will observe 30 students in the Library of Wits in South Africa and 30 students at BYUI in Rexburg. We will then take the proportion of Apple computers to the sample size and then compare the two against the population.
That's what we had before.
Yeah, so I guess that's why it's unclear.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I don't. I'm kind of confused too.
Hey, I'm not the one that made me the writer. Okay,
It's okay. Yeah, I'll just be more specific. So I would say we take the number of personal
Well,
Apple
Come on, I
laptops.
can type it since I'm the typer this week.
oh, ouch.
Since I finished the approval process for.
So we'll take the number of personal Apple laptops instead of just saying comparing it to the proportion or to the sample size. We just say, and then we would compare it to the total number of laptops. So the 30. So if there was 10, it would be 10 out of
Well,
30.
keep looking at what she said too, because she gave us some specific feedback.
How do you do that thing? You go.
Yeah, see, it's cool life.
Wrong way. Oh, there we go. It's a little unclear to me.
What else did she say?
Yes,
Yeah.
asking, will you be observing or talking to people?
We're not using the
I think that's what kind of caused her whole confusion. 30 students in the.
So I think also the reason that what I said makes more sense is because she specified that she wants someone who's never taken the class to be able to do your experiment after you've done it. And so if we just say, and then we do the sample size. I mean, I know it sounds kind of self-explanatory.
Yeah, it just
But
has to be
somebody
written
that's
down.
never taken the class doesn't necessarily know what the sample size is.
Okay, so
What do you have?
we will observe 30 students in the cafeteria of WITS in South Africa and 30 students in the cafeteria of
I think we
BYU
should
Idaho
say
and Rexburg.
we'll randomly, we were doing a random selection, right?
Yeah, we will
We will
randomly,
randomly
observe.
select 30 students in each. And we will count the number of those students that have a personal Apple laptop, and we will compare it to
Sorry, dropping something.
the total
Anyway,
number
continue.
of randomly.
That's a fun trick, isn't it?
We will count. Dude, I always airdrop like the ugliest pictures, like everyone around me. It's so funny because then they all get it on their phone. They're like,
So we will count the number
of
of
students that in WITS in BYU Idaho.
using personal Apple laptop, and we will compare it to laptops.
I wrote, we will count the number of students in WITS in BYU Idaho that are using an Apple laptop and compare it to the amount of students that are not using Apple laptops.
Poetry.
Coach.
You got something there, William?
So this is the thing that I think is wrong though. We shouldn't be comparing it to just the number. So for example, if we took 30 and then there was 10 that were Apple laptops and then 20 that were something else, we should do 10 to 30. So it's 10 to the total, not 10 to the other.
I think you compare it to the other though, because if you compare it to 30, then you're comparing the Apple to itself because part of the 30 is Apple.
Well, but what aren't we really trying to find how, like, what proportion of students use Apple laptops?
Yeah. Yeah. So it'd be 10 compared to the other 20 because total would equal 30. Because I think if you compared the 10
I'm
to
pretty sure you would be the total.
I don't think so. What do you think?
With what?
So
Sorry.
he's saying you compare the 10.
Ever since I lost my
See-
writing job, I
see, you got-
nobody's committed to the project. I'm
You
just
can have it back if
No,
you
no.
want. So you got 10 apples and 20 others.
Uh-huh.
Would you compare the 10 apples to the total 30 or 10 to the 20 others?
Well, it'd be the proportion of 30. So it's like out of 30 random
See.
computers,
Yeah,
how many of them are Apple computers?
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's like otherwise it'd just be 10 out of 10. Just comparing it
Yeah.
against.
No, what he's saying is comparing it to how many are not Apple. So, for example, if you took 30 and you had 10 Apple and 20 that weren't Apple, he's saying that he feels like in order to get the proportion, you would do 10 compared to 20. But what we're saying is that you would do 10 out of 30 for the total.
It's the
Yeah,
same.
you've got to take it out of the sample, and the sample is 30.
Yeah, but the
You have to do
unit
it to the full sample
is like the
size.
unit that we're measuring out of is just a computer. So it's just computers. So it's like how many of the computers have this characteristic is all we're saying.
I'll let you type it since I'm on another page, I guess. Yeah, you type it.
I don't know. You're fine. You're fine.
But what would the percentage then be? Would it? Or are you still saying it'd be 30%? There's 10.
It'd be 33%. Yeah.
33%, yeah.
So I think we're saying the same thing then. Maybe.
Would we? So 10 out of 20 would be 50%. And then 10 out of 30 would be 33.
Yeah.
So they're different. You know what I'm saying?
Where'd you get the 10 out of 20?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
so
so
the way
if
that you were phrasing it, it sounded like you were comparing the 10, let's say 10 Apple computers to the 20.
No, I'm just saying that's different numbers.
Oh,
It just
okay.
sounded like you were comparing the 10.
Yeah. So we're saying the same thing, but we're just phrasing it
Yeah.
differently. I haven't lost any respect for you.
No, I just want to make sure again it's clear.
Okay.
So we don't get another.
So we will count the number of students in WITS and BYU Idaho that are using an Apple laptop and compare it to the amount of students that are not using. But the reason that we need to make it a little bit more specific is because the just comparing isn't specific enough. So if somebody took it, they'd be like, what do you mean we're comparing? Are we? Yeah. So, and we will, maybe we even say, and we will divide it by the total number of randomly selected students that we pick.
I just want to make sure we don't have to write this thing again so we understand like exactly what we're saying. So
Yeah, no, you're fine. Right. Were you hearing all of this, Malvern?
Yes, I am. I'm fine.
Okay,
I'm
cool.
happy.
I totally forgot that you were still there. And we will divide it by the total.
I'm only 15,000 miles away. Don't worry.
Randomly selected students that we have to or compare the two proportions from both places.
Switch.
Yeah, but it's not like that. But see, this is my whole thing about Microsoft. Though. Like, even though you're doing a 3-finger switch or whatever, like, why do you have to see the screen? Oh, I don't know. And why do you have to have all this? And, like this right here. It's like that's so much junk.
Motions.
But it's obviously a preference.
Can I not spell? Oh, I'm an idiot. Whatever. I spelled divide with an E. I'm so stupid.
Oh, you're good.
Don't lie to me, Bruce. So this is what we have right now. We will randomly select 30 students in the cafeteria of WITS in South Africa and 30 students in the cafeteria at BYU-I in Rexburg. We will count the number of students in WITS and BYU Idaho that are using an Apple laptop, and we will divide it by the total number of randomly selected students in each area.
Students' computers.
Students' computers.
I said laptop, so that way she does right.
Laptops in each area that we have selected to get our proportions. Then we will compare the two proportions from both places to see if they are the same or different.
Yep.
Good.
Sound good? How do you like that, Malvern?
Yeah, that sounds good.
All
That
right,
sounds-
I think it's terrible. We should
give it back to the leader.
You can give it to me, I guess, if you want me to type more.
Okay, we've randomly selected 30. Okay, what other things did you say though? So
I think that's about it.
more details needed here. Perhaps you will be collecting the data as well. How someone could use the same thing you're going to do. Could do the same thing. Okay, will you just be observing or talking to people?
Just observe. Did you say that?
I don't
I
know.
think-
I said
I
we
mean-
randomly selected. So
We will
maybe
count by observation.
Nice.
You can say randomly select and observe maybe in the same sentence.
sure. Make sure to say it
It's in
twice.
there twice.
Say
Right?
observe like
We're
10
definitely,
times.
and then we will
We will count by
observe.
observation.
We will definitely observe our observations observantly.
What we do to protect people's privacy and keep
Not
their
talk to
identities.
them.
We'll talk to them. What username or their social security numbers.
While protecting their privacy.
Yeah.
This is taking us longer, I think, than it did the first time to rewrite.
Well, now
But because
we kind of know what you expect.
we finished at 10:28, all the other stuff. That was pretty impressive. I think that's a new record.
Can you get more detail here?
I think we gave
Why-
plenty of detail,
why-
woman.
Let's stop recording now.
Oh, crap, I forgot.
Wait, is this still recording?
Yeah, well, it's like we're on the hangout with.
Dang. Dang you. Billion, like inception of hangouts.
I know.
A hangout within a hangout
Hangout
within
within
a
a hangout.
hangout.
There's a painter painting a picture of the painter painting a picture of the painter.
Uh,
See that when he moved it like went
Yeah.
back as one
Yeah.
by one.
it's not-
State the requirements. Oh, okay. Yeah, state the requirements for the statistical method being used in the study and how the requirements have been met in the study.
Did she give
So
us
we just
doc
put-
us?
Yeah, like I just put what are the requirements to be met in this statistical study, which this would get you full points on assignment, but it's like NP is greater than 10, and then NP1 minus P is greater than or equals to 10. But
We have to She says we have to explain it. so
Discuss
that
why
somebody
your study is in alignment with these requirements. Well,
Oh, you're since- What's funny is if she has a TA checking it and it's
yeah. Okay.
that's
No, I'd still say the same thing. Just kidding.
well, dear.
Well, honey,
Um,
I'll be the master typer again. That way you don't feel like you're doing it all. For me, if that's okay.
oh yeah, that's fine.
Oh wait, I wanted Bruce to feel like he was doing it all.
Does our thing actually meet those requirements? We never did the calculations. Like the number of sample times what? What is P? It's the
It's not P hat, it's P.
Yeah.
So, but we have to do it for both, remember?
Yeah.
So we also should put P hat
So what is N though? Is N the sample of the population?
N's the sample
size. Yeah. So
So
it'd be
sample
30.
size is 30, but then what is P? The population?
P's
Or is
the. I swear we go over this every week and I still forget what it is.
The only problem with our what
Or is
we're
the
doing right
proportion?
now is that the population proportion is usually known and we don't know it. You know, so they say, according to this statistic, 50% of
Well, I mean, we could take this. I mean, that'd be easy to find. Like the enrollment at WITS and the enrollment at BYUI wouldn't be that hard.
what do you mean enrollment? We're looking at computers.
Well, yeah, but we're saying like, okay, so these are all the students, and then like all the students that have laptops at both schools is our population.
But
Well, but actually,
we
no, like,
wanna
even if
know
you
the
don't have a-
Apple.
Yeah, even if you don't have a laptop, I mean, that's like it's like an Apple laptop compared against to whatever alternative you have to
Yeah.
a laptop.
Well, so maybe we have to change, and maybe we need to
We didn't
find
say
some
that
random
either.
statistic that says what number of people in the world have.
No, because we're only doing.
Yeah, but the problem is we don't have a proportion to compare it to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So is P supposed to be an already established proportion?
In all of the homework assignments, it was, as far as I remember. Because that's how you find everything else.
I swear there's a formula that we could use that skipped it. Hold on.
All right, you look it up. I'm gonna use the restroom real quick.
You do you.
Yeah. Oh man, but so look at that. That's the formula. No prior estimate is given. Z divided by 2
And
times the margin of error squared. I don't know how we find that.
well, Z's this test statistic though. So if we're doing 95% confidence interval, it's like 30.
And we just set our margin of error, I guess.
Yeah, and
So-
we set our own margin of error, so we can figure that out.
So is that's what we
Our margin of error,
5% or something.
the bigger it is, the easier it is to work.
Say 50%.
And we have a 50% margin of error.
So I guess so then we'll just be using,
So it's probably like the 95% confidence interval, right?
yeah.
So there's a
Cool.
Z-score that's attached to that, as found on my handy dandy Excel sheet.
For 95, isn't it 1.96 or something like that?
Could be. Yeah, it probably. Is.
Something. Have you done B361?
Operations?
Yeah,
No, you can't before this class.
that's right. So are you doing that next semester then?
Yeah,
Who's your teacher? You're doing it online, right?
probably.
I'm actually doing that too. We should get in the same one so we can get in the same group again. Just continue our legacy.
Yeah. Don't want to disappoint those subscribers. Let's see.
All right, what's going on?
I think it's 1.96. Actually, I have it
Yeah,
written
let's
down
just do
'cause I just-
1.96.
So did you figure out a way?
Yep, it's 1.96.
Found a way.
We did. So
So there's a
But
way
you're
to
not
do
gonna
it
like it.
without knowing the proportion.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna like it.
you're gonna hate it.
Really, what's going on?
I know a guy, but
So it's the prior estimate. If it's not available, then you do
Z, which is
Z,
1.96.
divided by 2 times margin of error, which we'll set ourselves. On that number, you square that.
So the margin of error,
We'll say is like 2%.
what's a realistic? 5 is easier than 2, though, right?
True. 10.
10.05 raised to the second. It's all raised to the second.
Yeah, but put the 1.96 in parentheses too. You do all of that before.
I wish I would just calculate it. We probably should do that to see if we actually meet the requirements. Because what is that? That's all to just find P.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah. So type in there too that we're just using a 95%
Confidence interval.
confidence interval and a 2% margin of error. Just so, I mean, she'll know what that is, but just so we explain.
Okay. So somebody want to do that?
Yeah, I'll do it really quick. Okay, so I got it. Is that what we're looking for? The answer?
Yeah, what is it?
384.16. And don't we just round up to 385?
Oh, so we have to have a sample size of 385 students in order to make this work.
What?
Isn't that what it's telling us, though?
I hope.
P has to equal.
No, P isn't.
So
Let's cut it once we.
determine the sample size. Yeah, that is.
But we can get. Yeah, that's a lot. What if we raise the margin of error to 10%?
Raise the margin of error to.
This isn't fun anymore.
90, 96.
That's
Alright.
easy. We could do 90.
Hold on. Let's just do
No,
margin of
let's-
error of like 20.
Let's do it.
24.
Huh?
So margin
So
of
do
error.
margin of error of
15.
15. That's reasonable.
15 is 42 people.
5% more than. Yeah.
It's a lot more reasonable than 385. Well, that makes sense, though. Okay, so that's cool. That's how you check it. Like, if you actually
So-
want to get that margin of error, you have to go out and
So
research more people.
yeah, do margin of error. Of, yeah.
But how does it
15.
know that without knowing the actual samples or like all students? Because you'd have to know all the students really before you can calculate it.
Well, it's not exact science, but it's just saying if you were trying to find a proportion of something, and this is what you would do.
So
What is it?
43.
43.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not going to be hard.
That's really not that much
40.
I mean, compared to.
So we just have to change all of those numbers to 43, though.
And 43.
43. She's gonna know that we use that because it's gonna be exactly the right number.
She's like, "What's your margin of error?" We're like 15%. We don't care.
You guys kidding me? 15% margin of error.
Freaking for 357
I know.
students.
I spy with my little.
Well, that wouldn't. I mean, it'd be bad for us, but it'd be worse for him because he'd have to go and count.
385 people. in
Because for
South
us, that's like 100 something each.
Yeah, it gets in that terrible upper hand.
Takes him like a week.
A year.
I'll pay some people to do it for me.
Oh yeah, I know.
So I think we put it. Oh, Jordy, change them all. Oh, we can.
Love how Control F works on almost every app.
Dude, Control F is seriously a lifesaver on
Everything.
everything. Yeah,
Okay.
Wait, what is
So
Control F
n
do?
times p.
you can search.
Wait, but that can't be our sample size though.
Wait, what?
Why?
Like, because either it's n or it's p. It can't be both. So like n is the sample size. P can't also be the sample size.
You're right. What is P again? P is the population.
P is
Oh no, I know what P is.
What is
its prior estimate. Well, no, that's P with the star after.
P is the proportion of the population. Yeah.
I'm having the time of my life. Proportion of the population. I mean, I feel like we're studying this right now.
Well, I think, as I said before, if we knew the proportion of the population,
Now I see why she was confused, because even we're confused making this. So her reading it, she's like, "What the crap?"
we were trying to make it simple and it ended up complex.
P is. Holy crap! It says. So what I have written down, it's
P is what?
previously given data. So it's like in a
Yeah.
it's the number they give us in a homework problem. So it's like, well, couldn't
For
P just
example.
Oh wait. Well, we could just
couldn't we just say P
make
is
something
43?
up. We
Can
could just say
we could just
that
say
we think it would be 50.
we could just say it's B. Just give that.
So then what? We think the proportion is going to be 43 of what?
No.
43 of 30.
So that like no. So what we're saying is we think that the number of college kids in both is that have Apple computers is 50%. And so we're just making that as the
so is it
random.
0.5 then?
So then that's what P would be. And then you put it over the samples, over the population, which is N.
So would it be 30 times 0.5
Well, but N is the
equals
sample
greater
size,
than or
right?
equal than 10? Is
N
that
is the sample
equation?
size, right?
Yeah, N is
N
the sample size.
yeah.
So we would be, yeah, it'd be 0.5 over 43.
So why the formula?
I don't know.
Like if there's no prior
We can
formulas
determine the
to-
sample size we need to obtain.
Oh, that's the
to
formula to determine the sample size that we need to obtain in order to
get the right
what?
results, to get the.
That's not
desired-
calculating P. That's calculating N.
Yeah, but then
Yeah.
it says
So
But-
N isn't a part of this.
Is there any
oh, so
requirements?
N is the sample size. Okay, so if we actually want to get a 95% confidence interval and 15% margin of error. Okay, so we calculated N, we didn't calculate P. Okay, that makes
Yeah.
more sense.
So and
So
P is
N-
just a given number. So we're gonna act like 50 was the number that we were giving.
So P, we're just going to look for 0.5 for fun. We're going to say it's half and half.
We don't have.
I mean, if
any
it doesn't
P's.
matter.
that's also the null hypothesis too. Just-
Yeah, if it doesn't matter. So it's like, okay, so then 0.5 times 43 is greater than or equal to 10 because it's greater than 10. And then so N, which is 43, 1 minus P is 0.5. So N times 0.5 is greater than or equal to 10. So that's why it passes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. Without that equation, we would have just had to do trial and error until they passed. The only thing is, so we're doing the study based on 2 proportions instead of 1 proportion.
I feel bad for the guy who has to write all these questions for the exams.
Yeah, but he actually understands it.
That's true.
Get 15 puppy.
Or he just gives out random numbers.
Or it's preset for all.
We don't get any points for saying this? Yes. We're conducting a survey. No. No. No.
If you answered yes, go to question. Wait.
Okay, we didn't miss anything on the rest of this. That was the last thing we messed up on. So I'm gonna save this.
What if she rejects it again?
Well, if the P is low.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
no.
reject the no.
Then there's insufficient evidence to
There's
conclude that we did
She
this
writes that.
this right.
There is insufficient evidence to conclude that your experiment will work.
I thought I saved this on the.
Hey, could you pass me my backpack under your chair?
Is that really all we gotta do this week though? So there's no like it's just
Um,
resubmission week or
I think so. 'Cause, I mean, I hope so. That's all it said. Maybe we should just start getting our results because it says the numbers are due the 24th, so we have 10 days.
can we resubmit this?
I don't know.
Uh,
Email her?
I would assume so. It's probably still open.
You would hope so.
Yeah, just go to.
Oh, crap.
Have you already submitted it 2 times?
is that a problem?
Why did you submit it twice?
Oh, I submitted the group assignments thing and then I did the design and study.
Oh,
What does she want us to do then? Is it part of the week?
Maybe email her.
let's see. I'll see what she said. Everyone will need to resubmit. Only one person. You have a week to resubmit so you can get my approval. Yeah, maybe just. Only the person who's in charge of design the study stage should submit.
Oh.
Collect and describe the data
So-
instructions.
Was Bruce.
Yeah.
That's me. Should I
So
email it to her? Probably.
does it not let you submit anything? Like on that thing, same page. Maybe let's go back a week and see if we can open it still.
Design the study instructions. We're gonna.
Oh yeah, you can still upload it.
You can.
Yeah.
No, there's no way.
No way.
No way. Just look how nice and clean that is.
You like them.
Someday you'll join us.
I actually went away from Apple. I used to have Apple. I still love Apple phones though. Microsoft phones are trash.
Really?
Yeah.
I've only used a Microsoft phone. It's a smartphone, I guess.
Why'd you stop using it?
Long story.
Yeah, Microsoft phones, they did a terrible job.
They're
with
just
them.
too complex, and I don't know.
I stopped using it because I was on my ex-fiance's phone.
I see what you did there. Okay. Okay, looks like we're good then. 1 hour and a half. Full hangouts.
Good thing the other didn't last.
If I ever wonder what the semester is like, I can just watch it again in real time.
Just watch it.
Okay.
Oh, man, that's what I'm gonna do.
That'd be a long
So yeah, we resubmitted that, and so we should be good. We might want to start collecting data,
Kindle just starts missing.
but
its
maybe
class
we'll
and
just wait
watches
till
all the
she
pages.
approves it again, and then we'll start collecting all the data.
Okay. Yeah, as soon as she, I think as soon as she approves it, we can start with data. Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay,
Because if
sounds good.
she rejects it, then it's actually useless to collect the data.
Yeah.
That's enough math for me for the week.
Okay. We'll see you Monday.
Thanks, guys. Take care. Thanks for all that you guys do. We appreciate that.
No problem.
Cheers. Have a wonderful week.
You
Yeah,
too.
you too.
We'll see ya.
Bye bye.
So Bruce, you need to save these videos because